Every year, my mom's work would put together a Bring Your Child to Work Day. My mom worked at Boeing, one of the largest and most well known aerospace companies, as an electrical engineer. They would throw on this event every year, and all of the employees could bring their children for the day so they could see what it's like to work at an aerospace company. Given how big and well known the company is, you would think that they would have something at least mildly interesting for the kids going on. Granted, they had a few workshops where you could do some math or science stuff, but given that I am now a communication major, none of this was of interest to me. Bring Your Child to Work Day was always boring and uneventful, but I still insisted on going every single year. I kept insisting on going every single year because Bring Your Child to Work Day always landed on a weekday, and there was not a chance in hell that I was going to miss getting out of school for a day. I'm sure everyone has memories growing up about not wanting to go to school and doing anything they can to get out of it, whether it be faking a sickness or going to a boring event at your mom's work. Most kids would jump at the chance to be able to play hooky for the day. Even now, there are days where I find it hard for myself to go to class, and our classes are now online. But some people are willing to risk everything in order to get their education. They know the value of education and know that it can open doors for them to be successful in the future. But not everybody has their parents paying for their college tuition. Not everybody can afford the rising cost of college along with their basic necessities. Homelessness among college students is a huge issue and it needs to be addressed. Derek Scarcella was a wife and mother and had never gotten her college education. She had found that being a stay-at-home mom just wasn't as fulfilling to her anymore, and she decided to go to college. Scarcella's daughter was a huge motivator for her to go back and get her degree because she wanted to be a positive role model for her. Going into college, Scarcella was still expected by her husband to do all of the housework. She did the cleaning, the cooking, the laundry, packed lunches, and took care of the kids while also having to do her own homework. Scarcella going back to school created a lot of tension between her and her husband. He was threatened by the idea of her pursuing her education and bettering herself. Problems between them escalated, and before long, her husband had kicked her out of the house, and as a result, Scarcella became homeless. She was forced to live in her car for a while before she was eventually able to stay with a friend of hers on an air mattress. Her and her daughter would share this air mattress together when her daughter came to stay with her every half a week. Later, Scarcella got a divorce and her life finally started coming together. She got joint custody of her daughter and now works and goes to school full time. She was able to get her own place and is an honors student, so she was able to pay for much of her schooling with scholarships. But not everyone's story ends this way. Not everyone is able to get scholarships or able to get a job that will pay for a place to live. The reality is there are so many students in awful situations that don't know how to move forward and succeed given their financial status. According to the 2018 Still Hungry and Homeless College study, 36% of respondents said that they were housing insecure, and another 9% had said that they had been completely homeless within the past year. 46% of the respondents that reported they were housing insecure came from community college, and 12% identified as homeless community college students. There are increasing numbers of resources made available to college students to help them out financially and academically, but many of these students are not taking advantage of these resources. I think that there is an extreme lack of awareness when it comes to these resources, and there needs to be a change. For example, only 20% of the people eligible for CalFresh, the state's branch of supplemental nutrition assistance, received the benefits that they were eligible for. There are also many resources made available for struggling students here at Moorpark College. Due to COVID-19, Moorpark started making resources known such as free e-textbook access and free internet for people affected by the pandemic. There's also an emergency fund grant that anyone could apply for that is meant to help people who are struggling financially. They can be awarded up to $200 for anything they might need. Along with this, there are a variety of resource centers made available for veterans, dreamers, and international students, along with free access to the healthcare center on campus for any medical issues. Moorpark students also have free access to tutoring and counseling. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the financial and academic resources made available at Moorpark College. The state also provides many programs that are designed to help college students who may be experiencing homelessness or financial struggle. I have the privilege of being able to have an education without thinking about where my next meal is going to come from or worrying about if I'm going to be able to make rent this month. The homelessness among college students is not an issue that will go away overnight. But I think if we keep bringing more awareness to the problem and do our best to guide people to the right resources, we can truly make a difference. Thank you.